Do you still have any of your dad's memorabilia?
I do. I'm actually surrounded by some right now. Da-da-da-da. You see that, Kate?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Legendary.
some Japanese plaques.
Love it. I just can't get my eyes at the robots. That's history, that is.
I know. I love a bunch of other trophies from Japan, and I have a bunch of other stuff. I'm on a laptop, so it's kind of hard. There's gear over there, and
Nice.
can you see? Yeah. Figures as well. I pretty much have all of them.
Have WWE been in contact with you about any of his memorabilia? Because I know they're doing that show now, the WWE Treasures or something, isn't it?
I haven't watched the show, but is it to get the family the memorabilia back, or is it to get
for WWE to get it WWE? So they can show it off? It's okay. It's not too bad. You can tell it's kind of fake though. The negotiations. But it's still cool to see some stuff though. I know they had the Dream Team on there, who your dad faced at WrestleMania 2. So that was quite cool. They had Bob Backlund on it. It was just brilliant.
I've recorded a bunch, but I haven't watched them
yet. No, they're not too bad. You might enjoy them. Outside the Ring, it came out this year, and I did an episode featured on your dad. I thought your family came across very well in it. I want to ask, even like Mick Foley was tweeting about it, and he was involved in it as well. But I want to ask, from your point of view, how did you feel it was, and what was the general reaction that you received towards the episode?
We were really happy with it. Filmed it. I think we had to wait about 6 months for it to come out, so it was really nerve-wracking waiting to see how they were going to put it together, because you just don't know, if they're going to make it all about one story, or do they tell it from the beginning to the end. So we weren't sure, but when we saw it as a whole, we were really happy with it. I think that our message really came across what we were trying to say. Yeah. For me, I wanted to show that I had a great relationship with my dad, and all my memories are really positive of him. I mean, there was a couple of ups and downs, but at the end, showing that, I forgave him, we reconciled.
Yeah.
It's about, my story is a story about forgiveness, and how powerful it is to just heal your heart and let go, and just be able to live easier that way. And, my mom's message was about CTE, and, watching for the signs, and, protecting your head when you're wrestling. And my sister as well, her story is a story about forgiveness, and as well, because she never met my dad. So we were really happy with the way it all turned out. So
I thought it was fantastic.
And then reading all the positive feedback after, honestly, it was 98% positive. I think we really did what we wanted to do, and we were happy with it.
I feel with Dark Side of the Ring, they've just got a perfect balance.
Yeah, exactly.
With some not so good things, but also some good things, and just they like to interview as many people that they can, as opposed to being one-sided. It was absolutely superb. I just mentioned it, Mick Foley. We unfortunately had a memorable match against your dad, and I just want to ask, has he reached out to you as well?
Yeah, we're actually good friends. We talk like multiple times a year. I actually talked to him today.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah.
Love Mick Foley. I'm kind of jealous of that.
I love Mick. He's just the biggest sweetheart, and we're so appreciative of his contribution to the episode. Someone as big as him in the industry, to say the words he said about my dad, and he broke his jaw, but he still thinks the world of my dad, and thought it was an honor that he did that. So
it's like, thank you. Yeah. only in wrestling that would happen, isn't it? You say that as a compliment.
Yeah.
I know you're friends with the late Andrew Martin, who most fans will know as Test. What was he like?
He was so awesome. He was like a big brother to me, and I just love telling the stories. I was heading to high school, and they were talking about froshing, and I was going to be froshed, and it was all in good fun, but I was like, no, that's so embarrassing. I didn't want that to happen to me. So he was going to come to my school. He would drive me to school, pick me up, and he was gonna beat up these kids. It ended up I never did get froshed. I think him just showing up and being like, don't mess with her, was enough for them not to touch me. So yeah. He was just so awesome. I have good memories with him.
they stood up for you then. That's awesome to hear. I know you've done managerial work, but I actually want to ask, did you have any desire to follow your dad's footsteps and become a pro wrestler?
I did at a time think that I wanted to. I was after high school and I was hanging out with my cousin Teddy Hart a lot, and he had a program going. It was called Mat Mats. So it was a bunch of kids wrestling, and I think they had a bit of TV time, and he had a space with a ring and everything, and like everyone was getting involved. Even all the girl cousins were like managing, and so I was like, yeah, well, I'm finishing high school. What am I going to do with my life? And Teddy was really trying to get me into wrestling. I started working out and stuff, and I actually never really did make it into like training, because I had a falling out with my dad shortly after that, and then I just kind of blew off wrestling. But I don't know that I really ever wanted to do it, or I just thought I could do it because my dad did it, and this would make I had this dream my dad would come back to Canada if I got into it, and he'd be training me, and so I think it was just a big crazy dream in my head.
Ah, awesome.